Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you a brand new Battlefield video. I have never made a Battlefield video on my channel before, but this is going to be my first. I'm going to be bringing a Hazard Zone guide. As many of my subscribers know, I am a Hunt Showdown player, and Hazard Zone is a lot like Hunt Showdown. If you guys don't know what Hunt Showdown is and you're new here, basically the whole point of Hunt is you go in with a character with a loadout, and your whole goal is to kill this boss objective and banish it to hell and get its bounty token while fighting off other players. Hazard Zone offers the same sort of experience, but in a Battlefield environment where we go in with a loadout that we paid for, right, with the credits, and our whole goal is to get these data drives and take them to the extract, also while fighting off the other players. And yeah, so that is the gameplay loop of both of those games, and both of them are very, very fun. So I wanted to bring a Hunt player POV guide into the Battlefield space, and yeah, so I'm going to be bringing this guide out today. Hopefully this guide helps you, and if it does, if you could leave a like on the video, if you learned something new, I would really appreciate that. But other than that, guys, let's get into it. Alright, so this video is going to be broken up into sections. I will have some timestamps down in the description box for you to skip around and look at if you want to use those. First, we're going to talk about what Hazard Zone is and how do you win. Then we're going to move on to character select, loadouts, how to equip weapons, how they work, and we're going to talk about like the tacticals, which are like perks or traits. Then we're going to go over like spawn points. This isn't going to be like exact where everyone spawns, but this is going to be like how the spawns work and how to look for them and how to learn them, right? Then we're going to go over early, mid, and late game and talk about the extracts at the end. And then we'll have a recap at the end as well. So if you don't want to watch the whole video, you just want to like get a nice little recap, you can just check out that part. All right, so a lot of you probably already know this, but what is Hazard Zone? Hazard Zone is basically a one-life hardcore shooter experience within Battlefield, where the whole goal of the game mode is to collect these data drives. As you can see, I'm picking up there. Your whole goal is to collect these data drives. These are what create the PvP encounters, along with the extraction zones that come in mid-round and at the end of the round. These data drives is how you make the most amount of money, and like I said, this is what creates the PvP. A lot of people are going to be fighting over these because that's the whole point of the game mode. And that's just what this game is about. This is basically, if you played Hunt, it's basically the bounty tokens or the boss tokens. Same kind of thing. You can see anyone on the map that has them if you have a data drive scanner. Same goes for you. They can see you as well if you're also carrying some drives. So this is like a really cool mechanic within the game that creates a lot of PvP and tension, and is what gives you the reward at the end, right, for all the high risk and high stakes that you go on and do. All right, so how do we win? So basically the way you win is literally you just have to hit the extraction zone without dying. There is PvE in the game, which serves as like a like defensive areas for like some of the data drive spawns or the extraction zones. So all you have to do really to win is technically just hit the extraction at the end. But if you don't collect any data drives, you won't make that much money, and you won't get that much XP, right? So the whole point is to like get as many data drives as you can while not dying, and hit the extract either halfway through the game or at the very end of the game if you want to stay longer and collect more drives and risk it all, or whatever you want to do. So the first step, or the first thing you do in Hazard Zone, is you select your character and you build your loadout. There is a free loadout that everyone can take. It's basically M5 and the G57. And you have everything you need to actually play a match of Hazard Zone is free for you. So you get a primary, secondary. The data drive scanner is always free. You get a free set of nades and a free body armor that it comes with every single person, every single round, no matter what. And after your first game, you'll be able to actually upgrade and play any other gun in the game that you currently have unlocked. So Hazard Zone does share level and weapon XP with like regular warfare mode or portal mode. And once you do have like certain weapons unlocked on just like throughout your normal rank, you will be able to play other stuff within Hazard Zone and play those weapons as well. There are a bunch of perks, or tacticals is what they're called. They're basically like traits or perks. If you played Call of Duty, traits from Hunt Showdown, they basically just help you. There's all sorts of them. I'm not going to go over all of them, but they're basically just like little boosters that help you like do certain things, or like one of them lets you see the data drives 30 seconds before they land. The other one like gives you free starting armor or extra nades, more ammo, stuff like that. So those are just like nice little things you get. You can unlock more tactical slots after each round that you survive, right? So every round you survive, your character gets like a little level up. So if you didn't notice, my character had an 8 extraction streak, and what that does is it gives me more tactical slots up to the max of 3, and it gives me a discount on everything that I can purchase, right? So everything you buy is discounted and easier to afford. And if you do end up winning a round of Hazard Zone, everything you bought is refunded that wasn't used, that is. Or it might just be your weapon. I think it is just your weapon, actually. Your weapon does get refunded at the end if you do survive an extract. So you don't actually lose any credits on the guns you're buying, which is actually pretty interesting. Okay, so before the round even starts, actually, before your character is selected and everything, there is this screen that you will see. It's different for every map. And so the whole point of this screen is it shows you which areas or which compounds have the most amount of data drives and the highest AI, right? The red line is the AI, yellow is the data drives, and the white one is basically vehicles. It's called uplink probability. What that means is it's basically that little buy menu they added where you press B, you could buy a vehicle back, or you can buy your teammates back with that if they do end up getting permakilled. So that's what this does, and it shows you where you spawn as well. At the top left, you can see my insertion point. I'm just going to put some examples up here, but the spawns, there are player spawns, obviously, and you can check player spawns from where you spawn, which is what I recommend that you do at the beginning. But yeah, this isn't like an actual player spawn map, but this is just like an example of what to look out for. When you are dropping in, or when you are flying in on the helicopter, when you hop off, you can look for other helis flying away, so you can kind of see where people are at. So that's a little tip that I'm going to give you. The amount of people per lobby is 32 players, so that is 8 other teams of 4. So this isn't every single spawn, but like this is just an example. But yeah, this is basically what you should be looking for and basically how it works. All right, let's talk about the early, mid, and late game. What you want to do in the early game, what I like to do is I like to rush a spawn point or the closest data drive location next to me. You can usually expect to see one team at your first set of data drives. Every single time I played, we always had one team at our first set of data drives. So it does seem like there is spawn fights in a sense, right? You want to do as much as you can to take out a team early, right? So that way there are less players to worry about, obviously. So early game, you want to just like push spawns, collect a couple of drives, and try to get some of those uplinks, the respawn beacon or the vehicle spawns that you can pick up. They're called uplinks. Those are just all around the map. You'll see them on your mini map when you're next to one. But yeah, you want to try to collect some of those because in the late game, you're going to want a vehicle. And if one of your teammates does troll, you will want to be able to buy them back. After the first extraction leaves around the 8-minute mark in your game, this is when you want to be getting into vehicles with your squad. Usually you want to get into 2 vehicles just so you can't all be blown up at the same time and all die, right? Players can have rocket launchers or the recoilless M5s is what they're called. They do have access to those and C4 and things like that. So you do want to be in 2 vehicles if you can end up managing that. There are AI on the map that will be swarming you during the mid game. They will be coming to the drive locations to defend them, and usually they bring vehicles. So having a vehicle for this is a really massive advantage because the AI is no joke in this game. I've lost a whole game to just AI. The AI just destroyed us, and yeah, it was bad. And another game, we barely clutched up. We were at the extract. waiting for the extraction, and the AI was just swarming us. And 2 of my teammates went down, but I ended up being able to clutch it out somehow, and I was able to kill all the AI and get them up. But yeah, in the mid game, this is when you're going to be collecting the most amount of drives, and this is when you want your vehicles. There are going to be a few other players left on the map. You'll be able to track them if they have drives themselves with your driver scanner. But most of the players will be dead or have already extracted, so you shouldn't have too much, problems getting these drives. But do stay alert, because you can get swarmed by players and AI as well. We actually had a team this game end up dying because we were fighting them, and AI came up behind them and started swarming them, and they ended up just losing because of that. So you do want to have a vehicle, because taking out the AI with the vehicles is the best way to do it, since the miniguns on them are so overpowered. And if you are wondering, you can customize your vehicle in the menu screens to get like the grenade launcher or the 30mm cannon, whatever you want on top of the vehicle here. So yeah, it's kind of nuts. Okay, so in the late game, when you are waiting for the extract, you should have collected most, if not as many drives as you could, right? You want to have as many drives as you can, because, right, like we said in the beginning, this is how you make the most money. But right now, this is what you want to be doing, is just waiting for the extract. You want to get your vehicles into a good position to defend. This was actually a poor position, because I guess this tree just tanked all my shots, and I wasn't able to actually shoot through it. And the AI started to swarm us. Like I said, look, they're bringing in vehicles. So you want to make sure your vehicles are in a good spot, so the AI does not kill you like it is here. And while you wait for the extract, like the AI is going to be coming like crazy. So you just want to have those vehicles to help protect you and defend you from the AI. But yeah, pretty basic stuff. Most of the players are pretty much dead. We didn't get in a single PvP fight after this point. In this game in particular, we killed a bunch of teams. I think we took down 4 or 5 squads, and we saw like 2 or 3 die. So yeah, it was pretty nuts around here. But yes, what you want to do in the late game is just head towards your extraction. I always recommend you get to an extraction with at least 1.5 to 2 minutes left on the extract before it touches down, because there is going to be AI here. If you don't get here early, there will already be AI here, and they will block you from getting into the extract. They can't actually block you, but like what I mean by that is they'll just kill you or down you, and then when you go down, you lose your drives, obviously, and yeah, so that you don't make any money. Even if you're in the extract, you can be knocked out, and if you don't get revived, you will not pick up your drives, right? So you just want to make sure you kill as much AI as you can around the extraction zone, so you do not die while jumping into the back of the plane. Also, for the extractions, like I said a couple times, I just want to make a little section for this. The extractions come at 8 minutes and at 16, well, more like 17:30, because the extractions do land for 30 seconds and stay for 30 seconds. So yeah, each round of Hazard Zone only goes for about 20 minutes, and there's an extract at 8 minutes, and I would say the second extract comes around 17:30, somewhere around there. Yeah, so those are the extractions. You do not have to make it to the first one, but you do need to make it to the second one. And just remember, get there before like there's like a minute left on the extract. You want to get there with around 2 minutes left, so you can clear out the AI around the area that is defending. But with that is going to be it. We're going to wrap up. I'm going to do a little overview. So basically, Hazard Zone, it's like a hardcore shooter with 1 life. You can be bought back, obviously, but yeah, you got to pay for all of your loadouts and everything like that. So it's really, really intense, and it makes it really fun. The whole goal of the game is to get data drives and take them to the extraction. That is how you make money. You can select 1 of each character. You cannot have duplicates of the same character on your team. You can buy whichever weapons you have unlocked within your rank at the time. And there are tactical or perks that help you after each successful extract. And so remember to always check the spawns. Always check the spawns and try to rush down that first team and get them out of the game as early as you can, because they're going to be the biggest threat for you early on. In the mid game, you want to make sure you get a vehicle and have at least 1. If you can, get 2, because 2 is going to help you out massively. And then in the mid to late, you're going to be just driving around, picking up as many drives as you can. Remember that teams can track you with their drive scanners if you do have drives assigned to you. If you do have drives on you, you will be warned. There'll be a little pop-up message that says position revealed. But yeah, so Early game, push spawns. Mid game, get a vehicle. Late game, collect drives and head for the extract. Yeah, but that is pretty much it, guys. If this video helped you in any way, shape, or form with Hazard Zone or just Battlefield in general, please leave it a like and give me a comment. It really helps me out a lot with the algorithm and stuff like that. If you want to see more guides, more Battlefield guides like this, I would just let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I could do some like weapon guides, like best in slot weapons, or you know, just general like movement tips and things like that throughout the games and things like that. So if you want to see more of those, let me know down below in the comments. But yeah, guys, I just want to remind you, I do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/gunsmackk. We stream Hunt and Battlefield over there, playing lots of those. And if you want to go check this out, if you're a Battlefield player, check out Hunt, feel free to. Or if you're a Hunt player, want to see what Hazard Zone's all about, please come over and say what up. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you checking out today's video, and I'll see you next time, okay? Thank you so much. Bye.